Well, good morning, everyone. It is an honour to be able to share with you this morning some thoughts on this week's theme of Remembrance Day. I realised while preparing this assembly that it will be the first year in over 30 years when I haven't stood around a cenotaph and listened to the names of those who gave their lives in the two great wars being read out in the parish that I grew up in. And it got me thinking a little bit about what we remember and how we remember. So on birthdays, we remember the day we were born, and our parents especially will have fond memories of that day. We celebrate anniversaries. Maybe you and your boyfriend or girlfriend have been talking for a month, 6 months, or maybe you've hit the dizzy heights of being together for a year. Me and my wife celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary together this summer, and we always get our wedding photos out every year to look back on the day that we got married. In New Year, we often reflect on the past 12 months. And for Christians, Christmas is a time when we remember Jesus' birth, and every time we take communion, we remember his death and resurrection. So it is important that today, this week, that we remember those who fought and died in the great wars of 1914 and 1939. Never has there been conflict like it, and hopefully there never will be. Most soldiers didn't choose to sign up as a job, they volunteered to serve their country, fighting for our freedom. Now in 2018, to celebrate 100 years since the end of the First World War, an artist called Paul Cummins decided to make a ceramic poppy for each person who died in that war. That's 888,246 in total. They were displayed around the Tower of London, and people bought them to raise money for the Royal British Legion, and they provide support for many war veterans who need it. Now, me and my wife went to see the display, and it was just incredible to see the number of poppies there. And obviously, when you stop and think of the number of lives lost just from this country, it starts to sink in, and you think how important it is to avoid such devastating wars again. Now, there's a verse in the Gospel of John that says this: "There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends." And although Jesus was ultimately talking about him laying down his own life for us, it is particularly relevant to this week and to today. So here are some thoughts to consider. What do you think of the artist and his idea of making 888,246 poppies for a soldier who died at war? Why should we remember war, especially those that started over 100 years ago? What difference do we make by remembering them? And what other ways could you do an act of remembrance for those who died or those who may be affected by war? Now, sadly, we know that there's still conflict going on around the world. Many different nations are living through horrific times. And it's easy to become complacent because for most of us, we're just not really aware of it. I don't have any relatives in the armed forces. I don't know anyone personally living in areas of conflict around the world. All I hear is what I pick up on the news or what I see people post on social media. So here's a short video that was made to promote saving lives of children of Syria who were affected by fighting in war. Each year, thousands of our soldiers, men and women, are deployed abroad to help countries to get free of such dictators of war.
Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish.
Granny.
Hello.
Have you done your homework?
Ada.
For a general strike.
Ready or not?
Here it comes.
Violent clashes with live ammunition against.
Deserve to get shot.
Have a nice day at school.
Airstrikes on rebel position.
We are going to stay.
What's happening?
Go.
Have they found some enrichment?
Where are we?
Rebel forces advance.
Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, darling.
And again, some questions to consider. What do you think of that advert? Was it upsetting? Is it hard-hitting? What does it make you think about? And what has it got to do with Remembrance Day? Now, each year our soldiers die, men and women, as they try to set these people free. Each year we remember these soldiers at Remembrance Day, whether it's for wars in the past or present wars, whether it's for soldiers who've given their lives or lost limbs or families who are affected by these things. We gather together as a nation to remember them. Now, you might remember hearing about the Beatitudes last year from the Gospel of Matthew. One of them says this: God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called the children of God. And if you read all of the Beatitudes, it tells us about people who are persecuted and who struggle because of the actions of others. And it talks about being merciful, being pure in heart, and being peacemakers. It tells us of some of the reasons why war is still happening today. People are being persecuted and treated badly, and sometimes, sadly, the only way to tackle this is through war. So in summary, Remembrance Day is important as we remember not only those who go to war, but those who may die or have their lives affected by physical injuries, or people who have lasting mental ill health as a result of what they see. We remember their families as they try to deal with their grief or the sadness of how much their loved one has changed, or how their lives have changed as a result of war. We remember the innocent people who are affected by wars as they're being fought and the impact that it has on them. And even though there are no wars occurring in Britain right now, we still have a duty to remember those who are fighting for peace and freedom elsewhere, and to remember their families at home and who miss them and who love them. And the following were words that were given to the Israelites as they were encouraged to remember all that God had done for them, and I think they're really relevant to us today. This is what they were told to do. He said, repeat them again and again to your children. Talk about them when you're at home and when you're on the road, when you are going to bed and when you are getting up. Tie them to your hands and wear them on your forehead as reminders. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And I really love that idea about remembering things, about the importance of remembering these things. There's a line that I want to finish with that's taken from the Remembrance Day service after reading out the list of names who have died. And it says this: at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Now, finally, if you've seen Hacksaw Ridge, you'll have seen just an idea of how horrific it would have been to go out in the front line in battle. Now, I want to end with a classic clip from Blackadder, which admittedly is probably something that students who will not really have heard of and staff you can't fail to enjoy. This was from the very end of the final episode as the troops went over the top. I'd encourage you to have a few seconds of silence at the end of the video and use that to remember anyone who you know is affected by war and fighting. Thanks for listening.
Listen, our guns have stopped.
You don't think...
Maybe the war's over. Maybe it's peace.
Oh, hurrah! The big knobs have got round the table and yanked the iron out of the fire.
Thank God. We lived through it. The Great War, 1914 to 1917.
Hip, hip, hooray!
I'm afraid not. The guns have stopped because we're about to attack. Not even our generals are mad enough to shell their own men. They think it's far more sporting to let the Germans do it.
So we are, in fact, going over. This is, as they say, it.
I'm afraid so. Unless I can think of something very quickly.
Company, one pace forward.
Oh, there's a nasty splinter on that ladder, sir. A bloke could hurt himself on that.
Stand ready.
I have a plan, sir.
Really, Bulrick? A cunning and subtle one?
Yes, sir.
As cunning as a fox who's just been appointed Professor of Cunning at Oxford University?
Yes, sir.
On the signal, company will advance.
Well, I'm afraid it'll have to wait. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was better than my plan to get out of this by pretending to be mad. I mean, who would have noticed another madman around here? Good luck, everyone.
Go!